I hope that he goes for it, because it's good to try and push yourself, push your limits, that kind of thing. But geez.
So I'm also looking at converting the shorts into just smaller highlights, because I've noticed the CPM has like murdered my channel. Like I lost $60 for a day, and I can't really have that happen with wanting to pay the mortgage. So I'm gonna post a few mini highlights, not in the short format, see if the CPM goes back up, and if it's still tanking, then I know it's just some weird outside factor, and I still have like 4, and then I'll just keep making it that way. But I'm thinking, worst comes to worst. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's interesting that your CPM is going down with those shorts, because those things. Do you think it might be just be the length of them?
Well, it's shorts to CPM for shorts in general is like half to a third of what most people make on YouTube. So like my CPM is usually after YouTube's cut like anywhere from like $2 to $3, but the shorts are like 60 to 70 cents.
Interesting. Because I remember actually I was like the short that I put out the other week was like one of the better. Like it has like almost 2,000 views, which is more than most of my videos. And but then I was looking at the monetization thing, and that actually doesn't count for the progress towards monetization for reason. So because
it's its own separate entity and it's still in beta, quote unquote. But
but they're pushing it and like making it force the algorithm anyway. But
but I've noticed it like it doesn't always work. They're actually like starting to mess around with it more. But anyway, we have started the round, so we'll go ahead and get started. Hello everyone, Weeboo and Barb here. It's time for another round of Friday Night Fights. This is the EU branch, round 1. Round 2 and 3 will follow. I meant to say the NA branch will be at 8 p.m., but brain, no do the worky. The first round is going to be a start between BLUFOR and GREENFOR. BLUFOR is attacking 3 GREENFOR controlled sectors. And Barb, what do we have to work with here? Why don't you start with BLUFOR? Audrey Howdo, thanks for a 25-month resub.
BLUFOR side are
hope you keep enjoying the ops. Hope you're going to kick out this.
NATO Marines wearing the Mark.
Thanks for all your work with scripting.
Carrying 416s, looks like actually M27 IARs, M4s, that kind of thing. And interestingly enough, I'm looking over at Corporal Cole over on Delta 2. His auto rifle is, just an M27 IAR.
C-Mags.
With a C-Mag. So no M249, but instead just a heavy barrel, crayon eater special. These things actually were made by, or they just had a shipment not too long ago. It kind of made the rounds on the internet as a meme, because this rifle company down here in Georgia made a batch and was like, all right, you crayon eaters, we'll make these idiot proof for you. And, just fully diving into it, and it was amazing.
See, I can't tell though if it's the RHS 150 round or the vanilla. It looks like the RHS texture though, but
I think so too.
I think that's the 150, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. We'll see.
But I mean, it's a new weapon platform. I haven't seen that in FNF yet, so it should be good. But otherwise, we still have the. Yep. Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, otherwise we have 2 MRZRs who can fit 6 people each. Those will probably be for the X-ray team. We have 3 up-armored Humvees. You can tell they're up-armored by the bulging windows and the silver-lined interior.
Yep.
With the fully encapsulated gun turret, each of them having a 240 and 7.62 NATO. And then we got a ton of open Humvees. Both for that can fit 6 people, and then the bench seats, which I think can fit 8, maybe 9 or 10. I think 8.
I think those Humvees are 8 people total, but could be wrong.
Yeah, standard stuff. Matt is going to be the Carl Gustav on, I believe it was Swola who has it today. And we have everyone having fun in the jail.
Yeah, I see that.
You never want to see Marines mixed in with a jail. That's not a good time.
All right, looking over to the GREENFOR side, past the 3 sectors, they're spawning right by the 3rd. They appear to be, this is Iranian desert camo. I know this because I've actually used this as a winter camo in a few operations, because in RHS, this is the whitest camo you're going to get. But besides the point, we have, they also have a 211, or excuse me, Mark 17 for their marksman, interesting enough, but it appears they have nearly identical weaponry with M16A3s for like 5.56 base platforms, but they have M249s instead.
Yes, they do have the saws. Both are 5.56. the BLUFOR and GREENFOR
Yep.
auto riflemen, but the M249s will have either 100 or 200 round boxes. I'm pretty sure those
are 200 round boxes. There's no 100 round boxes for the 249. They're the soft pouches and shit.
soft patches. Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right.
So another thing I'm noticing, they have the RPG 32 for their MAT team weapon. That's going to be operated by G-Legs. And they've got 2 PKM GAZs, and the AGSs are unscripted, so they don't work. And then for transport, they have a bunch of vanilla off-road, some with camo, some civilian, and then some UAZs for 7-man transport as well.
Yeah, so I'm thinking this is meant to be kind of a NATO versus Takistan army kind of vibe.
Is it Serbian Desert? I could have sworn.
If I remember correctly, I think the Cup
it was Iranian, but I could be wrong.
Pakistan army actually use 5.56 in NATO gear, so I think that this is what it's reminiscent of.
So it's basically just a caliber mirror match, with the exception of an advantage going to GREENFOR because they've got 50 to 100 extra rounds in their magazines per machine gunner. Or I guess technically auto rifleman, because the machine gunner will be classified as the 240 Bravo gunners. But either way, BLUFOR does have the 10-man numbers advantage, and Scandi Recon is
5. It was only 10%, and if I remember correctly, it was 63 to 57. I think that was the last total that I saw.
Yeah, so a 5-man numbers advantage, I mean, that could still make the difference, but BLUFOR does have an extra vehicle to crew, so that's where, you know, a little under half of that number is going to go. Otherwise, do you want to go over the sectors now?
Sure. Before I do, though, I would like to mention, I really think that BLUFOR has the advantage with their equipment, specifically because of those Humvees. Those things are very well armored, both in the cabin, the engine, the gunner, everything. The gunner's head is poking out, but if he's looking at you, it's a hard target to hit.
Yeah. One thing I do have to say, though, over that advantage is, especially when we get there, Sector 3 is in between 2 large hills. It's actually a third as well. So if GREENFOR baits a group above the Humvee, a top-down attack will easily be able to kill that gunner just by getting a headshot, because it's going to go over a lot of that armor. But it's going to have to be a target of opportunity, especially considering that there's 3 BLUFOR Humvees. So that's going to be a difficult scenario to get, so it's going to really rely on the
RPG gunner have on GREENFOR?
3 on him and then 3 on his assistant, so 6 total.
So he's got 2 shots for each of Humvee, assuming one hit will take it out. And one hit will probably like disable it, but you probably need 2 to fully destroy it.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's get on to those sectors.
All right.
Sector 1 is an oil field on the
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's a nice big one. Just to the east of the Razman airport. Nice and open area. The way that sector defense works is as long as there is 1 GREENFOR man alive in this sector, BLUFOR attacking in this scenario cannot take it. They need to just get 1 man in and have clear all of GREENFOR out and man the sector, and it will go. But yeah, this is pretty open. There are a few structures. The oil rigs themselves are have somewhat decent eyes at the expense of making yourself a very visible target.
I will say the I forget what the oil towers are called themselves, but some of them do have some pretty nice perimeters that GREENFOR using Fortify tools. Derek's, that's it. They could use the Fortify tool to finish these perimeters and make them into little miniature outposts. The one issue with that, though, is most of this area is very open, but if GREENFOR were to set up a team on the hilltop at 089114 over at hill point 2264, they could have some really good overwatch eyes for everything minus their immediate northern flank where a little valley kind of comes in. But putting AT up here would definitely help to stop any rushes, and putting any marksmen up here would also be really helpful. I remember the last time there was a Takistan offense-defensive op. This was a while ago. It was that custom one where they were supposed to blow up those structures and they were kind of glitching out.
The ones Firuzabad and the refinery and over there, right?
Even further back, it was a giant open area to the north, I believe. Near Nagara, to the west of that. Actually, no, it was a Nagara oil field towards the north. It was a sector control or something like that. I got confused with an OFCRA one, which was something similar in the AO. But no, for this one, the defending faction was able to hold because they just, you know, used all the giant open areas as kill zones.
Yeah.
So if GREENFOR can do something similar with that in Sector 1, they could easily do an everyone, what is it? What do I call it? All eggs in one basket defense approach and just completely lock down Sector 1. But in order to do that, it's going to require a lot of their resources. And I think especially for a round 1 opener, I don't think we're going to see that necessarily.
So we only have about 5.5 minutes left, so I'll move quickly.
Oh, we got time. We got time.
Yeah, I know, but I just want to go ahead and make sure we have everything settled. Sector 2 is the Sagram oil fields, noticing a trend. This one's a lot more compact. These are more just oil cisterns and pipelines running through, you know, into the ground, into the Pakistan, you know, scenery, that kind of thing. This is nice and compact, for better or for worse. These cisterns, you know, you can climb up on top of them, and if they get here in time, they could fortify these with sandbags and such, dig trenches around the whole area, kind of reinforce the fences, that kind of thing.
I don't like this AO at all, to be honest.
No, the big hill to the west and northwest, exactly where BLUFOR would be coming in, would just turn this whole area into a fucking shooting range.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of cover here to work with. I get maybe having a squad come in and fortify the building to at least hold that out, and then the fenced perimeter can help against thunder runs, but if a squad were to deploy and push it, it would get taken very easily. I would definitely throw this objective. Just because, I mean, if the perimeter fence was solid, for example, maybe, but it's negated by the steep hills to the east and the west that would be able to easily look over this. There's just way too much room here to actually do any fortifications without some serious building in the area.
Yeah, I agree. Looks like they are starting to move out of Sector 3, and so maybe we wanted to check those out as they come up on 4 minutes left. But Sector 3 itself is the town of Zavarak. It's a nice, pretty...
I appreciate Commanders.
Decently urban town. Lots of tight corridors. This, the sector itself is over on the northeast side. It's these kind of more stone and...
yeah, the ridge where all these buildings are coming out of.
Yeah, this is the sector itself. This position itself isn't bad. We do have Alpha up here on the hill to the east, point 2181. That is going to be actually... We see Scandi up here, as well as... well, actually, let me check a look. Bravo 2, we have Lusad, Mike, Valenti, some good names that I actually haven't seen in a minute, as well as, of course, Scandi holding up here. This is a good overwatch to make sure that the outlying areas are clear and watch for anything incoming from there. But yeah, I feel like a hold from the city itself before the sector would be very useful. But
I could see them doing a giant city defense, but again, it's an all eggs in one basket defensive strategy. Because if you let BLUFOR come in and get their foot in the door by actually getting forces down in the city, it's going to be nearly impossible to get them out. So you could, by sending a squad to all the different areas of the city and then having an Overwatch group where they already have Alpha and a Bravo element on, I could see that working really well. But the AO, again, it's too big for one squad to hold, especially with all of the buildings right next to it that are outside the sector. I could easily see BLUFOR push in, deploy a large force, and overpower a garrison here. So this is a little worrisome, though, because I'm seeing GREENFOR deploying a lot of forces to the south at Sector 2.
And they also have Chuck. Well, they're just sending people out to see these AOs. They're a little late to the party, I think, and maybe they're going to do what you said, have a few people out to just hold off.
Back on Loot 09, yeah, it's been a while.
Because if there's no GREENFOR in the sector, the moment a BLUFOR...
5 years.
And a rifleman takes a step into the corner, that sector is gone for GREENFOR. So they're going to check these out. Hopefully they see, maybe not this place, but the number of people they're sending down. I don't know.
With all the fortifications they've already built, though, and the amount of time that's remaining, I think it's clear they're probably going to forego Sector 1, but in my honest opinion, I think Sector 1 was the best choice, to just build the fortifications on it and prevent any BLUFOR forces from coming in because of all of the open ground and the very limited cover, you know?
Yeah, I think they if they were going to do that, they need
Thanks,
to move
commanders.
out
Yeah,
very
seriously, I
quickly.
appreciate it.
And they decided to more take their time and
Mm-hmm.
plan out, looking at the map, which is, good in its own right. But in this case, I am inclined to agree with you. I think that it would have been better for them to, if they had fully committed to Sector 1, I think it would have been a very hard nut to crack, especially if they worked with the terrain, like you said, .2264 and everything like that, reinforcing some of these oil derricks, that kind of thing.
And considering the track record, the 2 desert ops that I fondly remember is, again, that one I already mentioned. And do you remember the Sharpur defense, where the attacking faction got totally annihilated, and the only way they were able to get their foot in the door was by doing a very elaborate flank, attacking an angle that wasn't defended? It's the same strategy here. If you can catch the hostile force in the open and do fortifications properly, you can easily kick everyone's ass, and you've got the fortified tools to do it. But they're gonna really go for wow, it's going to be, let me do a quick head count here. A major minor defense, the major defense being in Sector 3, the minor defense being at Sector 2, and then opting to let go of Sector 1, which is a pretty common strat when you're given 3 objectives. So you can more easily focus on 2 areas compared to 1. But I mean, BLUFOR was already in a pincer strategy here, and it actually looks like, let me do another quick head count. Just Delta and Gamma with Platoon 2. They're also doing a major minor, in which case I prefer to call this a strong claw, weak claw pincer maneuver. Strong claw is going to go attack Sector 3, and the weak claw is going to go to Sector 2, so it's...
Yep.
It's just luck of the draw that this is actually going to be like a perfect counter to what the opponent's doing.
Yeah, exactly. What they're doing, though, actually, this major group to the north, them coming in from the north side, kind of avoiding the obvious quagmire that would be fighting over open plains that are, maybe about half a kilometer wide over on the west side of Sector 1. Instead, coming in and trying to attack that those points 2237 and 2264 from the north, take those positions over. From that side, and then move into the sector. They might actually also get eyes on Sector 3 from there. This is non-sequential, so they don't have to go 1, 2, 3. They could go 3, 1, 2 if they wanted to. Doesn't matter. But
one quick benefit though is GREENFOR Alpha is going to have eyes on these vehicles as they come down in the ridge, because I think they're going to try to dismount in the valley here, or they're going to stop short and I guess attack Sector 1 from this far northern group, so I am starting to see groups dismount here. But X-Ray is already going to go in that valley or just completely go around. So...
they're hugging the barricade of the map. Yeah,
no one's winning yet. Round just started.
Hugging the map border and just going along the furthest flank they possibly could.
Yep.
This will be good for the X-Ray team. The marksman is Riccardi 48, a name I don't really recognize. But he's got, the SR-25 with the Mark 11. So he'll be able to do some work. If they come up on the north side of Scandi up here, like say .2206, they will have the elevation advantage and a relatively close distance, good enough for a marksman to engage from. So we'll see. We'll try to keep an eye on that.
So it looks like BLUFOR is opening up that strong claw, weak claw pincer on Sector 1 itself. You're actually starting to see forces deploy around it and try to figure out if GREENFOR has any forces here. I completely understand this attack because, again, the last times we saw open area attacks like this, if BLUFOR did not, if the attacking faction did not commit their entire force to taking the fight, it would just get messy. And that's exactly what happened with Shapur. They had no choice but to send a force around because it was all open territory to fight the defended areas. And then the Takistani one, I remember, they only sent half their force to an objective that was very similar to this, and they got absolutely decimated. And on both sides, actually. So...
real quick, down in the middle, we do have Pierce, who is... Is he actually the marksman? Yes, he is the GREENFOR marksman. He's looking over Sector 1 right now, and he's seeing a lot of movement. So they'll be calling that up, saying that they're moving in and they're taking it now. Or I guess once they pop out. But Navy, Bassbeard, all of them in the Humvee.
Yep.
They need to actually get out of the car. But
to get the dismount, they're doing a bit of a wild weasel right here to make sure it's safe.
And they're using the right vehicle for it too, that up arm.
Yep, the armed one.
Absolutely.
So they're slowing down. They're going to eventually come to a stop right on the edge. And then, no?
Maybe not.
There it is. All right, so Coda jumped out of another Humvee to the north. That was Alpha 1. Just to verify that that's clear. Again, I don't agree with GREENFOR strat here, but let me actually look at who's fighting who here. It appears to be Resurgence as BLUFOR command. That order might be Rondo, but usually they're stacked on the front, and he is fighting Stanners in GREENFOR command. Interesting. Stanners is usually
We have our first.
Yeah, I heard those shots.
Yeah, south side towards Sector 2, one of those armed Humvees opening up on the fortifications on the ridge to the west of Sector 2. This is a good way to mitigate that problem, you know. Like I said, that whole ridge line looking down into the sector itself would turn it into an absolute, just a firing range. So taking that ridge for themselves and digging in as best they can, not a bad choice. Making the best of a bad situation.
So that is Foxtrot 1, which does have one of the machine guns for the 240 Bravo. So they can do a lot of damage, but those up-armored Humvees are going to easily be able to take those rounds.
Agreed.
Now you're having X-Ray getting shot at, and I think X-Ray's gunner was just picked off.
Schneider, the gunner is dead as a doornail. Pierce is taking shots with his Mark 11. I'm going to take a look at BLUFOR X-Ray as well.
The issue with those GAZs is they're a lot more exposed. So I'm not surprised that in that hail of bullets, he took one to the face. But back to my point, I'm surprised Sanders didn't capitalize on the first sector. He was around for those other two, but I guess he just doesn't recall, and he thought that he had a better strat with holding 2 and 3. But now you're going to start seeing the northern, the Strawn pincer. It's going to go into the valley, or it's going to go to where X-Ray dismounted and attack from the far north, trying to bypass these GREENFOR defense lines, because there is no fortifications to the north, minus a few just small ones, but it's going to completely circumvent that defense line.
Yeah, they've definitely focused on the immediate.
The Germans with the Maggio line.
Haven't thought much of the flank. Coac there is now starting to build some trenches looking to the north. I don't think they came under fire, because otherwise we see a hander just sitting down.
Yep.
We see him not in a. He's got a light AT, but he doesn't have the RPG 32.
You finally had to give it to somebody else for a round.
But yeah, so this attack angle.
They got 2 machine gunners up here.
Attack the weak side of the fortifications. They'll be able to take this hill, use those very same fortifications in an attack onto the sector itself. The sector's right there on the northeast side, and it should be, if it all goes well, it should be an easy win for BLUFOR for this sector, and we'll see how well they hold for Sector 2 down south.
I mean, I think this is just going to be a textbook counter, because you have the majority of BLUFOR's forces going to where majority of the Green Forces defenders are, a minority of the BLUFOR forces going to where a minority of the GREENFOR forces are. I think just BLUFOR is going to be able to overpower both sides. We see Foxtrot for GREENFOR starting to pull back.
The French special pulling back.
Yeah.
They haven't really taken many casualties, so they're going to start pulling back and I guess starting to fortify the oil facility itself.
I think they did that because they saw the BLUFOR Vix pull south from Sector 1, and then they know they could potentially come under a flank, so they're going to pull into the sector itself to try to hold it. The one issue with that, though, is without outside positions for GREENFOR to overwatch on, BLUFOR now has total control to hit this objective. But I see a lot of movement now from BLUFOR. They might reposition these units to go attack Sector 3, because one of the best things BLUFOR can do now is identify that both sectors are under defense, rally all their forces to attack one sector at a time, and just completely overpower the defensive forces.
Full distraction from BLUFOR Charlie 2. Over there to the west, popping smoke, driving around their Humvees, wild weaseling in that same way that the Humvee did.
Yeah.
A lot of fire. And it's the perfect distraction, bringing a lot
for that massive BLUFOR force. Yep.
Taking the attention away from them. We do have Infidel and the rest of Scandi up here. Kind of, they're holding the back line. They know to keep their head on a swivel. But like, that's too little. That's not enough people to really warrant much attention. So
Infidel's looking right on that ridge, though. He's good for spotting skylines, I would hope, because he's one of the old guard from TSB, where What's That still did heavy training. And I know Infidel attended quite a few of those, so hopefully GREENFOR will still be able to spot this attack coming from the north.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to depend on how well they do this. X-Ray, they obviously haven't opened fire yet. They've maintained their cover, but we could see that change very soon.
Real quick, Barb, because I'm being asked in chat, do you remember on your FNF, what were your frames like when you played on the ground? Mine never went below 30. Like, they were really good.
I was pretty good.
Yeah, so because it's, only a PvP scenario, you are expected to get a really, the optimal frames for what your computer can handle, and it does allow for you to
be the main.
Yeah.
Optimized, but AI are going to be the CPU sync in addition to the terrain, objects, scripting, etc. But it's that backside, the client side and the server side calculations that are doing that, and that's mainly the AI.
Bravo 2 for GREENFOR just spotted Layden on his own in the valley, took a shot on him, managed to score a hit, but no kill. But back to the point.
That's still looking west.
Usually, the #1 pull for frames is players, and then AI, and then scripts. But sometimes scripts can go ahead of both of those, depending on how complex they are. But
you mean how poorly done they are?
Yeah, if they're not optimized, but usually for FNF the frames are really, really good, and if they're not, they'll pull the plug on the round and go to something else. So
if they're not, obviously if it's like 20, 30 frames, they'll keep it going. But right now I'm getting 30 to 50 depending on where I look.
Yeah. By the way, Flying Finn, he's got his binos out and he's trying to peek out. I think they spotted BLUFOR X-Ray on this far hill because I also heard a pot shot go out. So this BLUFOR group might have been detected, but only X-Ray, not the entire force. But that's going to make all of GREENFOR start looking in that direction again. They're also prepping a Gaz, and they're having it starting to look in this direction.
At the very least, it's going to have Scandy start looking up this way. With that AGS,
Mr. Paradigm,
unscripted have no.
Thanks so much for the 3-month sub. Hope I pronounced that right. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a kick out of this.
AGS system. But I don't know. Shots going out over BLUFOR X-Ray's head, so they have been spotted. They're immediately pulling back, and also Command got a little too far forward there.
Yep, he was. Oh, we just got shot in the back of the head.
Yep, that was
Hillary Clinton.
That was a mistake on his part. He was way ahead and skylined on the peak of the tallest hill in the area.
He was up on his own to do recon, but now you've got Delta 1 Platoon 2 HQ rushing down where Bravo 2 is. They're firing into a building complex thinking that the hostiles are right there. Now they're getting flanked by Killer, who's trying to score the headshot, but looks like they are unable to. And BLUFOR is starting to charge over. This is BLUFOR's massive attack. They close the other pincer over.
Golf. GREENFOR Golf is pushed up in the Gaz over to the right. We do have a lot of Humvees.
Yep.
If anything with the armed ones, but I don't think so, because these are all the transport ones. So the Gaz is gonna have pretty.
If it notices A1 pushing up on the its left, it could get behind it and mow them all down. Yep. Gaz. Driver's now adjusting.
Yep.
But BLUFOR have deployed their entirety of Alpha right on top of the objective. They're trying to go for a rush play here. You're seeing some small explosives going off. I think these are just GL rounds.
That was a rocket. And yeah, no, Bravo 2 getting absolutely decimated. Mike is down, and Lusad and Killer taking fire.
Meanwhile, Alpha 1 for BLUFOR. Is that what you're just talking about?
Yeah, the Bravo 2 guys down in the circle, encircled a little bit.
No. Okay, so, sorry, I just want to make sure I wasn't repeating what you said. Alpha 1 BLUFOR, that Vic did a quick dismount. AT guy just took a shot. I think... No, he had to have missed, but that was very, very close. That Gaz is now pushing up and shooting out the people in that Humvee. Driver is down. There's 2 additional people down in that Vic. That car's still driving, though. It's going to run over that prone guy. It just pushed him instead. It got caught on his feet.
Explosive charge goes up over by Delta for BLUFOR. A little bit off target. I don't think that got anyone. Did destroy the building, though. So yeah, Sector 2 defense, they're holding steady, which is, I think is the right call. But BLUFOR needs to get the let out.
Yep, you got another armed Vic coming in on a different angle, though. Go ahead.
Alpha Alpha 1, Coda, they've been caught out by the Gaz. They're taking some hits. X-Ray are fleeing further to the east. So Gaz might go mobile and try and take out that X-Ray team, but I think they should try and stay close.
Bassbeard's Vic just scored a kill.
Because that is a powerful asset, even if it's relatively underpowered compared to those Humvees.
Platoon 1 HQ for GREENFOR just tried to drive back into town, but it turned around because Bassbeard's M240 Humvee was driving down the street. It didn't notice that car, though, instead opted to shoot at some of Alpha GREENFOR's infantry and actually managed to score a kill. You still have some of Bravo 2 alive back here, but they've pulled back, and that's allowing BLUFOR some more room to maneuver in here.
For Arcor. He's one of the few GREENFOR casualties so far.
Speaking of casualties, GREENFOR's taken a good handful of casualties so far.
Handful, but like not a ton.
Not as much as BLUFOR, though.
Yeah, and then I think honestly though, I don't know if that's... Ooh, another charge goes off.
Yep, that was right in front of BLUFOR's position. Not sure if it scored anything. I think it was fired a little premature. Now you're having legal action breach in. Again, so these are the UPSC guys. Armagesus, Vonk King. Oh dear.
Takes down 2 buildings, no casualties, but takes
good effect right there. Yep, it exposed Faultney. He's getting shot at. Legal action trades with him.
Yes, and so I just noticed something interesting. Legal Action also had those C-Mags, so I'm guessing the auto rifleman passed some of those out to some people.
Yep.
For just to help.
So everyone could have them. It's a smart call. Now you got Bassbeard driving back and forth, firing into the main building that GREENFOR's holding from. But if BLUFOR can get more demo specialists up there and throw more satchel charges, they can just nuke all the buildings and force GREENFOR to pull out of that zone and concede that sector. I don't know, there's a lot of wild cards right now. BLUFOR definitely has the vehicle advantage, and they're making very good effects with those, driving around and catching out any GREENFOR guys in the open. But so far, GREENFOR has been able to repel a lot of BLUFOR's movement. But we're seeing BLUFOR pulling back to some of their Vics, and they're actually heading west now. I think they're going to follow where BLUFOR Alpha has gone through, get down into the low ground, and then come around, and rely on the fact that GREENFOR's Alpha and Bravo elements on the hill are just getting too suppressed to react to it, especially by a new element that's entered the fray, which is BLUFOR Charlie with their M240 gunner, and they also have their AT up here as well.
So these were the guys, this Prozyon, Mal, and SL Dream, these are...
Cam, thanks for the bits in the 2-month resub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations.
These are good players.
Hope you get a kick out of this.
Early on, bringing that attention to the west of Sector 3 so that BLUFOR can make this big push on the north side that unfortunately was ineffective. Golf is also shooting at, I think that's Alpha 2, up Alpha 1 actually, way up to the east. And meanwhile, down south, X-Ray is actually fully
they're starting to deploy down there.
Yeah,
so
some recon, getting eyes on.
The one worry I have now for BLUFOR is if they spend too long trying to hit this objective, they might not have enough time nor manpower to hit the other one, because GREENFOR has put a lot of forces down south. But for the most part, they've been able to hold this and score some more casualties off of BLUFOR than I think BLUFOR would have liked. That, I think, can... Go ahead.
No, I was mistaken. You can go ahead, sorry.
So that's kind of in point between BLUFOR did a thunder run with Alpha and took quite a few casualties getting this foot in the door. So had a building collapse in front of Vonk, but I think it was just from bullets. And then one of the GAZs caught the other half of Alpha for Alpha 2 out in the open with an open Vic and managed to score a few casualties.
So, and Bassbeard just doing wild weasels up and down the street next to the sector.
Again, they're trying to catch people out of position just to eliminate them.
Yep, but they're not stopping either, not slowing down. Lots of fire going in, but it's going to have to take a lucky shot to take that gunner out or some AT to hit it. And yeah, I'm impressed at the stoicism of the people down in Sector 2. They've, I don't know if that's command or if they're just working together, planning that out, but whatever the case is, yeah, they are not moving from here. They're just holding this position, and I think that is the right call.
I do agree. GREENFOR, yep, I mean, we're a little under...
10.
Yeah.
So
There's still a big chunk of time, but BLUFOR, if they do not reposition their forces and get right in front of GREENFOR elements on the sector itself, I think we're going to continue to see the stalemate.
Real quick,
We also have
3 Humvees up north, right where that X-ray team used to be.
Yep.
2 of them loaded up pretty heavily. One of them, yeah, 2
But scroll out.
vehicles.
Yep, scroll out on the map and look to the northeast, though.
Yeah,
You got Gamma 1.
Yeah, that's Thompson and Holt. Gamma 1 or Gamma Actual?
That is Gamma Actual, my bad. They are in an armed Gaz. And are there any armed Humvees here?
Nope, these are all just the transports, unarmed, unarmored.
Oh, dear.
So they're not going to hear the engine because their own engine is on. But once they, if the timing's right, BLUFOR might get away with this.
No, they're going to at least lose the command vehicle. The engine's now picking up. They're going to start seeing the dust. They're going to catch the command vehicle.
Oh, I think he spotted BLUFOR Bravo 2. No? Did he spot?
No, is he stopping short? Nope, he just spotted command. Now they're backing off. Now they're going to pursue.
Yeah, because they think it's only command. They just had MR.
No, but look, he's going to go forward. And he's going to catch these BLUFOR Vics in the open.
Yep. Pick your target. Pick your target. You need to go for the drivers.
That driver needs to pursue for Gamma.
That's just Dryden on there. That's actually, that's not a great target because it's one guy.
It's a bait, Vic, but at least he knows to follow that direction. He could find more guys to shoot.
Yeah, I'm watching from Dryden's POV, and yeah, none of those shots really hit him. So he's lucky to be alive, but yeah, could have been some better targets. Now they're going to dismount, and if they have any AT, they're going to get that ready.
I think he's going to drive up to where they're dismounted and try to bait that Gaz to come in. Meanwhile, I just saw Gonzo throw an explosive satchel up. Didn't score any kills. Gates got behind him and eliminated him. So that's a lot of BLUFOR's original element down. But now BLUFOR's starting to get their feet into this sector. Excuse me, not the sector, the town, and try to close in on it. But we got this BLUFOR wide flank coming in.
To the south of Sector 3, aim at the stars in his Humvee. They've come under fire. He's getting some shots in. I think he took out one of GREENFOR X-ray. Yeah, he took down.
Yep, I do see a guy down. There's also some flanking shots from the east.
Crippled. Their Humvee is very much crippled. They're trying to limp it out of there, but that Gaz is also crippled. I wonder if they collided accidentally, or if they just
possibly
for so long. Because yeah,
it might have been a collision.
That's the only reason I say that is because that Humvee.
Oh, hold up, real quick. Delta 2 BLUFOR Humvee just got taken out by AT and is smoking. Could potentially cook off, and the dismounts get eliminated.
Yep, Stalin there. I don't think, we've talked about this before, I don't think those Humvees cook off exactly, but yeah, Stalin.
Yeah, so usually you got engine smoke right there. Gunner just got back up.
But
manages to get a kill before he gets knocked out.
Was that Infidel? Yes, that was Infidel that he just got.
Ouch.
French. Lucky him. Well, unlucky.
Yep, so unlucky, yeah. The black smoke coming out the middle, sometimes that means that the Vic's going to cook off, but I guess not for that Humvee in this case.
Yeah, not for this model. If it was the BTR, then absolutely.
Yes. So BLUFOR coming in on this new flank could do a lot of damage, but my mind is going to A, the time, and B, who's still alive on this roster. BLUFOR Ground Command was actually the guy that got killed on that hill early on, so it's 2IC, who I believe is King Shabi, is taking over. But looking at the roster here, there's a big chunk of skulls compared to GREENFOR, who have only seen a big chunk of skulls in Platoon 1 HQ, and Bravo 2, who was that original force, where you now see Charlie coming up on. I think the Charlie's mis-PID'd the bodies or something and are firing up there to make sure that they're dead. And it's Stanner's command himself holding them back.
Maybe? Are you talking about the BLUFOR guys down here? Procyon, Tarnfalk, and all of them?
Yeah, for Charlie too.
I don't see what they're doing wrong, per se.
What, BLUFOR?
Yeah, BLUFOR Charlie too.
They think there's a larger force here. It's just Stanner's holding them off, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, they also have the gates as well up on the ridge, and just the volume of fire combined with the foliage. So
that's fair.
They are overreacting a little bit, but I don't think it's too far out of the ordinary.
You got Nemesis and Navy in the same building. Nemesis trying to bait him with an explosive trap, but it's just a smoke. Navy trying to pre-fire around. And Nemesis just heard Navy run back up the steps.
Yeah, I heard something.
The Gamma Vic for GREENFOR actually broke off and now might be trying to get behind BLUFOR Charlie too.
We do have a big force now of BLUFOR. Looks like about a squad and a half, 2 squads coming in from the southeast of Sector 3. So they're going to be coming in relatively unprotected, but if they can keep a little closer to this hill, actually, on the north side of the road, they should stay low enough to where they can't get shot at from Scandi Recon up here.
Real quick, the 2 surviving armed vehicles for BLUFOR are... they've got X-Ray in between them. One of them, that was part of Gamma Actual, spotted GREENFOR X-Ray trying to pull back, managed to knock one of them unconscious, as now one of the GREENFOR guys is just triple timing it out of there. That's Pierce with the marksman rifle, trying to keep that safe for future use, but you're having the other vehicle, potentially it's going to come up and also harass X-Ray as they try to fall back.
Yep, and so that they've been in a fight now. The vehicle that Scandi Recon was able to get their hands on is opening fire as well, but again, the 240 at that distance isn't going to do much unless they get a lucky headshot on the gunner. So
you have the GREENFOR Gamma Vic behind the BLUFOR again. Go ahead.
Salader and the BLUFOR X-Ray group, they have opened up and have initiated contact with Mischief and DeFi, as well as Purem, who was out in the open, popped a smoke and down. So
he wakes back up though.
He does wake back up. Good for him. Yeah, they're going to be a little bit exposed now. Theki, who is the
he's going to be able to run back and tell the garrison.
He's going to be able to look over there and start, trying to ascertain their position. Platoon 2 HQ is coming to pick up GREENFOR.
25 minutes remaining for the round.
Yeah, if these BLUFOR reinforcements coming from the southeast can push in and clear out this sector in a timely manner, they have a chance. But if this attack fails and they either get into a stalemate or they get eliminated, I don't think there's a chance for BLUFOR. They've done a really good job holding this sector.
Firefighter coming up to Twig King's building. They're about to run into each other. Twig doesn't hear his footsteps and Firefighter gets a free kill.
Ooh, nice. Good on Firefighter. He is on, let's see. He's just on 1. That was his first one of the round, but still a pretty good one. Holding them off. Navy, I think, no, Nemesis pulled back away from Navy, so that is engaged. But he's going to have a lot more friends to play with coming in from the east-southeast.
BLUFOR is going to have to get this position cleared within the next 10-15 minutes tops, because 10 minutes is only going to give them enough time to rush. Now, it could go to overtime if they get their foot in the door on the sector until everyone is knocked unconscious in the sector itself. So they might be relying on that a little bit, but I don't know. Like Charlie, I'm only seeing 6 guys now on that flank.
They've kind of, only
Wolf Hunter, thanks for the 7-month resub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you're getting a kick out of this and stay safe from COVID.
So they're actually 4 down right now, down to 6 or so. But yeah, I think it comes down to this fight in Zavarok around Sector 3. If GREENFOR can hold out and play for time, I think if maybe they get to the 15-minute warning, maybe a little bit more, they have a good chance to win. And if they're able to actually take out one of the flanks, so they can take out the rest of Charlie 2 to the west, or hold off against these guys coming in from the southeast, I really think that GREENFOR is going to win this.
Yeah, I think if Legal Action was able to get closer and pop a second satchel charge in the main building where you currently have Pads, Fisher, and Bacon flavored, and if he was able to take that out, we'd be seeing a much different story, because when he was there was like 5 or 6 guys in that one building alone. I think from there, BLUFOR would have been able to overpower, but that's all just speculation. Navy getting cut out in the open.
Alpha 2 up on the hill, they threw about, looked like at least 6 frags down the hill towards these BLUFOR guys, Tom, Money, and Point Man. They didn't go far enough, and now Flying Fin Nimia looking to engage in just some rifle fire now, exchange bullets, and even some more hand grenades.
Yep, Finn's on 2 kills. That might have just been his 3rd. Yep, that was 3rd.
That was his 3rd.
And he's now trying to engage. Gets caught out in the open, though, and takes a headshot.
Tom with that M27 IAR, that is a great shot onto him.
Yep, he's crippled, but he's pulling back. That bush is going to conceal him. And Nim gets her head picked off by Pointman, covering Tom as he pulls down. Good job there.
Buddy system. And yeah, that is pretty big. Not just because that's Scandria, because that is one of the bigger flanks or yeah, I guess really the one flank to really worry about. If BLUFOR can still try and take this position, there's still plenty of fortifications to set up a base of fire going into the sector itself.
I think what's really scaring me for BLUFOR overall, though, is where is that momentum we saw 5 minutes ago? We saw a lot of maneuvering to get BLUFOR in here, but now that they're starting to get their feet in the town, they've really slowed down exponentially, I would say. So
Agreed.
I just don't see it. I mean, just look at the amount of BLUFOR ticks you see in the town compared to the GREENFOR ticks, and then look at the remaining GREENFOR ticks you have on the southern objective. I don't think there's going to be enough for BLUFOR to win this.
Me neither. I mean, we do all have that Humvee now opening up, but I think a rocket just flew over. I want to say I heard a rocket at least, but they're starting to kind of pick at these guys and do what they can. I don't know. Like I said, it depends on how quickly this battle up in the north can happen. We do have Mal and Dakota now coming in a bit closer, at least closer than where they were. Boyman and Tom still trying to deal with the rest of Scandi up on the hill, and we do have Vlad in the MRZR. They might be able to do some kind of thunder run and push down closer to the sector itself, try and start clearing it out, and force the rest of GREENFOR to kind of draw back inside the sector.
All right, I'm going to be honest with you. This new flank that BLUFOR opened up on the southeastern side of town, I think that was their greatest mistake. They should have pushed back northwest and reinforced Charlie 2 where Alpha 1 for BLUFOR was already pushing and already got right on top of the objective and blew out all those houses. If they continued to move along that flank, I think they would have been able to get right on top of the objective, because now they're just going to get caught outside of town. You see what I mean? Because they already had a force get so close. Why open a new flank, especially when you need to get to another objective soon? It doesn't make too much sense to me.
The Humvee that Iander is now in, if that had been more successful and it's a thunder run on this,
yeah,
I feel like we'd be looking at a much different scenario. But
yep.
I feel like if they had continued in that north and northwest attack relative to the sector, I feel like that would have just been a meat grinder for them. So
another thing about the Humvees is they're not in the AOs putting pressure anymore. One's on the southern AO just trying to harass, and the other one was just harassing GREENFOR's remaining Gaz. When they were doing thunder runs in the town itself, they were getting some good pickoff kills. I was seeing them get some really great shots here and there. But now that they're on the outskirts, they're not really being effective at all. And to my previous point on why that southeastern flank for BLUFOR should have gone northwest instead, is look at where Shepard is right now. He's practically right on top of Objective 3. So, you know, if...
5 kills as well.
Yeah, amazing. That's great. But, you know, more people coming along that flank to reinforce them, I think BLUFOR would have taken the sector by now and would be pulling forces down to deal with the other.
And I think he's actually getting blue on blue from the Bravo 2 guys across the way.
Yeah, when you have open multiple flanks like this, friendly fire is going to be an issue. So he's going to quickly bandage, but if anything, that's just helping to conceal him from the enemy. Because that fire coming from that direction means that the enemy is going to be focusing to the south, not to the northwest where he is.
Yeah, so he has the opportunity. He has 6 people inside the sector, possibly 7 if Firefighter gets back across the road. But if
he is an MG gunner, so he has those C-mags.
Yep, that is... that plus the... because it's the IAR and not the...
what the fuck?
M249, I think the handling is going to be better. Rocket comes into the hill bunker location. I think destined for the Humvee, but it hits the H barrier.
Falls just short.
Bounces off, yeah.
We're going to get the 15-minute warning called soon. That's going to light a fire under BLUFOR's ass, but just looking at the amount of ticks I see, if this was Sector 3 only, I would think there's a chance for BLUFOR, but...
Yeah, but because there's a whole nother company or so I don't even know if that's a company or more. Maybe.
Nah, it's like 2 squads were to the south, but
yeah.
Even that is enough to kind of be a deterrent.
Yeah, I think I'm inclined to agree. And Dakota now is getting some extra people in here.
Yep, Malin and Ash coming up. Now they're starting to breach.
Yep, doing a slow breach, waiting for first contact.
Fisher's waiting at the doorway, though. He knows someone's going to come up, and he has a 240 Bravo to do it. And he hears the footsteps, so he knows they're coming.
No, they're doing slow walking. They must be talking.
No. Firefighter is above him. He could hear it, so he already just knocks out Shepard immediately, takes a few shots, so he pulls back to the next doorway. He's going to see that grenade come up. No, he does not. He throws one of his own. Doesn't catch him, thank God, but that one gets stuck on the door. Throws another one down. That one's going to be deadly. Malin notices it last second, and it knocks them both to the ground.
Yeah, so not too bad. All they need to do is get those C-mags off of Shepard's body.
It's not worth the risk. They gotta continue breaching. So now Fisher's gonna pull back thinking it's clear. He's gonna go to bandage instead.
Let's give him a warm.
No, he's gonna continue holding. He has to be bleeding, though.
Yeah, I think them getting found out. I'll say this about footsteps. Yes, like the 15 minutes remaining, by the way.
Yep.
But footsteps are definitely a factor in very close engagements like this. I mean, especially when you're not listening to music and you can hear things a lot clearer.
Oh, hold on, Fisher's coming down.
Oh, but Asher with the good.
Oh.
But yeah, I really think that was more they were talking and they just weren't on whisper, or they were talking, just even speaking voice.
Well, okay, I can assure you, being a floor above that back doorway, you can hear footsteps down there.
Okay.
I was up there on Fisher, and I could hear the footsteps from there. So I assure you, even when they're walking, you can hear them. Now, why Fisher got killed right there is the 240 Bravo has a very long barrel. It's a very long gun. So Ash saw the barrel come around the door and pre-fired and immediately took his head off. Because all you have to do is aim above the barrel and you're going to hit the guy coming around because he still has to be able to see you to pull the trigger. At least that's how the clients work, similar to real life, but, it's a good prediction element. So it's really easy to pre-fire someone with a longer barreled gun when they go around, which is why when you do PvP, you always want to get a shorter barrel for CQC.
Real quick, so Firefighter went on the roof, he got some shots over towards Navy and Indigo, downed Indigo, but now the 4AB guys are right around the corner, and they're going to start breaching this this complex. These Section buildings, they're all it's like a strip mall, they're all kind of connected one way or another. Ooh. So they should be able to breach and clear. Attila's going in pretty quick, though.
GREENFOR Alpha 2 coming in.
That's NAFs. That's
yep.
Gunner.
One of the scanning guys just got,
right.
Ate shit.
I think that was, who was that? I don't know who that was, actually. NAFs, actually, oh, this is great. Hey, go,
he's got a throwable satchel.
Yeah, he's got the satchel selected. Oh, see.
Go for it.
I've seen that before. But yeah, 4AB now, they're starting to make their plays. Malin and Ash starting to do some stuff. Pad's looking like,
ooh,
so we holding this this balcony, but
real quick.
I think it's too late.
Delta 1 for BLUFOR on one of the armed Humvees just shot the gunner out of the remaining gas that GREENFOR had. He is unconscious, might wake back up, might not.
He's still got the driver to patch him up. And
Attila's down because Firefighter got him. Foika also getting knocked out by Firefighter. That is his 6th kill. I got Malin trying to fire across the way. Not sure what he's trying to hit. But Pads is a floor under them.
Someone caught out Attila as well. I didn't even see who. Maybe that was Nemesis? Oh, no way.
Firefighter.
No, Firefighter was above him. In a different building. No way that he would have had the angle. Maybe it was Navs. I'm not sure.
I mean, he wakes back up.
That's true.
Maybe Eander, because I don't see Eander anywhere. And he's, no, wait, he's back there. Never mind. Might have been someone from the garrison.
Ooh!
G-Legs taking out the building! That was the RPG!
Yes, he had the RPG. He killed 2 BLUFOR. That was Malin and
But he also killed Pads.
The GREENFOR is friendly, so he made the ultimate sacrifice out of his own accord.
Look at Pads. He's still standing in the direction of G-Legs like his disappointed dad. Oh, he's a ghost now. Ready to hunt.
God.
Oh my god. He's making a weird noise too. He's literally in the hunched over zombie animation too from Ryan's. Good god.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even see his body.
Probably just a client side glitch. Either way.
Still. Yeah, great effort from G-Legs. That takes out all the BLUFOR in the sector itself. We still have King Shibe, Attila from 4IB, Vlad, and Short with Indigo, and also Navy there. I think they're trying to pick Indigo back up. But yeah, no.
Navy is head bugged for me.
Is he? Let me see. Nope, he's perfectly fine for me. He's
okay,
right
cool.
next to Vlad.
Yep.
Yeah, acceptable casualties. I agree.
About 10 minutes remaining. I don't see it.
Yeah, if Golf and X-Ray for BLUFOR were able to do something, shots actually coming in, trying to snipe the gunner from the Humvee out, and he's just kind of standing still. The ballistic glass on the front does give him some protection. There is a bit of a gap in the armor, as well as the crown of the head over the top of it, visible for a lucky shot. It's going to be, I mean, 1 in a million shot, but you shoot enough bullets up there. I mean, just looking at all these traces, how close they're coming to him.
Yep, gunner just turned in and then switched as the Vic is advancing. Oh no. I hear it. The MRZ are also coming in. X-Ray's going for a push.
Oh, but they fucked up their car. Maybe a little bit. It looked like it for a second.
Now it's fucked up.
Now it is very fucked up. So now they're inside the sector. They have about 20 or so people to kill, including a bunch of drunk Czechs from FPS. That's Emzikov's group. And yeah, Lolo here is caught between a rock and a hard place. Grenade goes off at his feet, gets cut out in the open, and survives actually a lot of hits, but no more.
Taken out by Olassis. BLUFOR just lost 2 dudes being fired on by Tekik. And now there's just 3, and they know that something's there because they see both of those bodies and they hear the gunshots.
Yep, just 3 X-ray left against... Actually, let me do an actual head count. It's 16 GREENFOR. So if they can each kill about 5, they'll be good.
So Lord Dust is coming in to my chat saying that M240 Bravo Humvee was out of ammo, which is why they charged in. Alright, I'm going to quickly look back north. We only have about a handful of GREENFOR defenders left because they've been trading. It's Iander, Wheaton, and that's actually it for inside the perimeter. You got Holton and the remaining crew of the Gamma Vic. Iander just shot out short.
South. They're pulling south away. They're cutting their losses and they're taking their lives with them.
So Iander's actually taken some of the C-Mags from someone and put it in his gun, and he just double-tapped short, and that was, I believe, his second kill. Because he killed both of these guys trying to breach him, so nice.
Yeah, no, that's the beauty and the curse of those C-Mags is that they can fit into any kind of Stanag magwell, so either side's, guns can take those. And he's got the 203 as well.
BLUFOR pulled back from there.
He was AT, so he's got the 203, he's got C-Mags. It's like he's got a full arsenal.
Meanwhile, BLUFOR remounted that MRZR and pulled out of the other sector. 7 minutes remaining. And BLUFOR has to breach and clear the sector to find and eliminate Wheaton to take it.
Yeah, I mean, even if he's able to stay up, like we've been saying,
this was a shitty plan. That's fair.
That's fair. At this point for BLUFOR, with the numbers they have and the time they have left, they don't have the time to plink around and just go for shots, and they don't have the numbers to push in hard.
Lord Dust is telling me apparently after Sector 1, BLUFOR Command didn't have a plan.
That's unfortunate because Sector 1 wasn't manned at all.
Yes, but I mean, as I predict, I thought like the best strategy would have been just to, you know, hold Sector 1, but I guess Sanders could see through it. Decided to go where there was no plan. And now you got grenades being thrown.
That was from Wheaton up there. It actually hits Navy pretty decently. But now,
Shibby spots him though.
Yep, and Wheaton closes the door and says, no, I do not want to learn about your Lord and Savior.
Can Wheaton hold out for 6 minutes? He is FNF staff. This is his server. He knows these streets.
As long as if he's got at least half a box, he can at least get the few guys that are in there. But Shibe should be... He's actually pushed up to the roof.
Yep.
He's going to be coming down the stairs.
Wheaton hears it.
Yep. I think you heard that door.
Uh-oh.
And they're going to peek each other.
Oh, and he doesn't look up! But he wins with the 249!
The headshot is king. Yeah, no, he thought he...
Aim at the stars coming up, but he gets shot at by Eander and knocked out by Eander! Eander saves him!
God. Could wake back up, but that was a great shot.
Great save by Eander there. Holy crap. It buys time for Wheaton to finish looting and come down and double tap aim at the stars.
I don't think he even realizes he was there. He doesn't even realize the door is open now. And now he's gonna...
Hold up, he might notice he got caught on something.
Yep, and he's like...
And he looks down, he's like, wait a second. What the hell? Oh, it's a body. Oh, you're dead now?
I love that. That's some slapstick comedy right there.
Oh, man, you got the Gaz. Thompson got a new gunner, Holton. And now they're trying to overwatch and stop BLUFOR from pushing into the rest of the sector.
And Iana spots out Navy, spraying him down, but the tree actually saves him, breaks up that sight line.
Nice.
So Wheaton also picked up the M4, the M4 with the 203. It's the same caliber as the M249, but obviously it has a lower mag cap, but it has a much quicker reload, much better handling. So that's probably why.
I mean, he's been there for a while, so I think it's just because he's low on ammo. Because otherwise, I wouldn't see why you'd want to change a 249 in a CQB situation for regular M4, you know?
Yeah. The only thing I can think would be just that huge mag to just dump into a fatal funnel, but otherwise, yeah. I think they're going to be able to hold out 4 minutes now, 4 minutes and change, as Vlad and Indigo are on a mission. They're charging in now, fresh faces into the sector, and they should know exactly where he's at.
Real quick to the south, one of the BLUFOR guys was hit, and now they're having some really accurate GLs land on them. So, yep, they lost a guy up there, and now it's just those two guys going back, but there's no way they're going to be able to get that sector.
So Wheaton's healing, Vlad and Indigo stacking up, ready to push in. They're not going to...
But Eander is saving him! Knocks out Indigo!
Takes Vlad down to his knees.
Now, if Wheaton is smart enough to understand what's going on, and he opens the door... Yep.
And he picks out to his right. I think Vlad heard that door open. Indigo fails to wake up. And Wheaton pulls out the...
Wait, what the fuck? What? Hello?
I think his plan was calculated, but damn, he's bad at math.
What the fuck was that?
Just to be the soldier from Team Fortress 2, but he didn't prime his M72. Oh god.
Just imagine you fucking hear gunfire outside your building, so you're like, oh, I'm gonna go AT something, and you run out. I feel worse for Vlad. His battle buddy's down. He hears a door open, and all of a sudden this dude with this fucking AT stick charges around him.
It would have been an incredible Chad play if it weren't for the fact that he didn't have...
Oh my god.
Carried through with it and like just shot the three of them and blew them up with the shrapnel.
What was that plan? I mean, you got Eander now keeping this area pinned. If he reloads, he might be able to kill the gunner from a top-down shot, but I think the audio of that gun's gonna scare him enough. Yeah, he's immediately backing off, but what was that plan?
2 minutes and change now. X-ray for BLUFOR. Last alive. We got 2 people in the MRZR. I thought
But you got
they got out of there.
Yeah, if you look further south where Foxtrot was, you're gonna see you're gonna find a BLUFOR dead body. Reference Hilltop 2206 on the north. Yeah, he got picked off. You got that GREENFOR GAZ coming in from the north, though. It might find them and get some pickoffs.
Yeah, they might be in communication with the command elements down in that sector. Yeah. No, I think that's it. No, I think that's
My chat saying Wheaton was gonna kill him with backblast. They just didn't have the AT stick prior.
Oh, the BM with a backblast. That would have been amazing.
FNF has 3 rounds. That's correct.
MRZR making a thunder run and drifts into there, busts 2 wheels. No, didn't bust the wheels. And they're gonna park.
They have a dream.
Alright, well.
Shaltazar killing Ricardo. A grenade going in. Magnus switching to his handgun. Holy fuck.
DFI gets dropped by Magnus. That second grenade should take him out. Doesn't quite, but that should keep him down at least. Emzikov coming in.
Ricardo waking back up. He's gonna knock Emzikov out. Or they trade. Magnus gets some hits in there too. He's on 2 kills. All right. It's Magnus versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. Wait, no, 8 players. Are we going to see the... Wait, no, hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players. 1v10. Magnus. He's gonna take on the world. And he just got shot in the head by Mischief. Never mind. Okay, well... Will we ever find Audrey Hotto's spirit in FNF again to get another 23 kills?
So less than 30 seconds left, 25 now, as Mass and Attila are coming in one of the Humvees, actually the armed one, coming down the road. If they can get into the sector in 15 seconds, they can force an overtime. And
well, okay, hold on. Now they have 15 seconds. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Gunners down.
Sectors have been defended. Well, so much for that. Oh,
well, you remember, it doesn't count until they dismount the Vic. But he dismounts, and Snoof kills him with his handgun.
Well, hey.
I just watched Mischief get blown up by an explosive satchel. Okay.
Yep.
And Iander in the northern town was never heard from again.
Good.
Hold up, he's getting in a firefight with Vlad. Vlad pulling away, and I don't know what happened. I guess we'll never know.